Just when you thought it was safe to submit an idea to your employer, hold on. Before you do, read The Anatomy of a Corporate Lynching, Updated Edition, and avoid the Great White Sharks. Available on Amazon worldwide. And hear the audiobook featuring a cast of actors delivering the facts exclusively at fourthfordbooks.com.
So a Republican U.S. Senator Bill Cassidy, he's a doctor, and this is part of the reason why the maternal death rates for black women is so high. Now, he out of Louisiana, and he says that the Louisiana numbers are only bad because black mothers are included. Now, they say that Louisiana ranks second to last among states accessed, they say, for maternal mortality. Now, Cassidy, who represents the state, argued it's because of its large black population. They say while black people make up 12.4% of the nation's population, they represent 31.4% of Louisiana's population is black, according to the census data. Now, Cassidy said that the state's rates would not be as bad if black women were not counted. He said about a third of our population is African American. African Americans have a higher incidence of maternal mortality. That's what he told Politico. So if you correct our population for race, we're not as much as an outlier as it otherwise appears. So basically, black women don't matter. Let's not do an investigation to find out why the mortality rate is so bad in Louisiana. No, we should just go ahead on, just don't count black women. So, you know, I've heard this statement. They said that the hospitals and the doctors are what the police is to black men. How is it that black mothers in the U.S., they say, are 3 times more likely to die during pregnancy or shortly after birth than white mothers? I say this, and I'm going to say this again. In the, areas of activity that Neely Fuller had put out there for us, he mentioned medicine. This is a white supremacist. Yes, he is a white supremacist for talking that way. This white supremacist U.S. senator is a doctor. He's not the only one that got these thoughts against black people. This is why it's imperative that we need more black nurses and we need more black doctors in America. We don't need no more rappers. We got enough. We don't need no more football players and basketball players. Listen, I like those sports, but we got enough. We don't need no more track athletes. I think we got enough. We need people that can save lives in our community. You understand? And those who are black doctors, please reach out to me. Run advertising over here with us so we can let our audience know that you exist. Because these people are not going to let people know you exist. You are lifesavers for our community. And, black women who's having children, I will say this. If you don't have a black doctor in your area and you can afford to leave and go to somewhere where you can know a good black doctor is at that can take care of you for 9 months in that area, especially if you got a husband, then I would do whatever it takes to protect my wife and my unborn child. Now, the gynecologist, for instance, like my wife and daughter go to, it's a black woman, okay? Love the doctor. She's a cool doctor, right? She did very, very good, with them. Because my daughter, she had, my grandson and everything, and Dr. Johnson did a good job. But this is a problem. Now, continuing, they say in Louisiana, black mothers are 4 times more susceptible to pregnancy-related death than white mothers. Now, why only in Louisiana? Because it's being done by design. Y'all, look, you better read that book, Medical Apartheid. You better read it. Now, they said the U.S. has the highest mortality rate among developed countries. A health officials report 17 mothers die for every 100,000 pregnancies. That's too many. Too many. Now, say Cassidy, he's a longtime physician, appears to be aware of health disparities that impacted maternal mortality among black women. Now, the report showed the senator has proposed legislation to address the maternal health gap. He says that now, he said, I say that not to minimize the issue, but to focus the issue as where it would be. He said, for whatever the reason, people of color, oh God, he said that word. I don't know who's people of color. They have a higher incidence of mortality, maternal mortality. It's black women, not women of color, black women. Say it with me, everybody. Black women. Okay? It's black women. It's not other races of women that numbers is so high. It's black women. That people of color crap, no, that's a racist term to me. Minorities, that's a racist term to me because you're dismissing me. You're dismissing my community. And in this case, you're dismissing black women. Okay? Now, they claim there are several factors behind the disparity, according to the CDC, included structural racism and implicit bias. Yes, basically, racism, white supremacy is killing black women in the hospitals. And the CDC even admits that, basically. They should just go ahead and put it out there. Don't say it's structural racism and implicit bias. Don't clean it up. Just say we got white supremacist doctors that's doing things to black women that's causing them to die. So black people, find you somewhere else to go because you can't trust these people. Okay? Look, you know, that's why they wouldn't want me to be in politics, because I'll tell you the truth. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to say, look, it's this, that, and the third. Period. Now, they say there's two things that are always going to drive this disparities. They say it's going to be systemic racism and historical processes and policies have been put in place that disenfranchise, you say, black people. They say, and then the other part of that is going to be implicit bias. Say Veronica Gillespie Bell, she's the medical director of Louisiana's Perinatal Quality Collaborative. They say black women are at higher risk for underlying conditions that can lead to pregnancy-related problems such as preeclampsia, and diabetes. It said they also have less access to quality care, health care, and inferior opportunities for economic, physical, and emotional health, according to the CDC. Now, they say black individuals don't always get the same quality of health care, in the healthcare system as their white counterparts. Yeah, I mean, we know that. It's racism, white supremacy. We know that. This is why I tell y'all can argue with me all day long about what I say about getting ourselves and having options. You know, we can not be around these white supremacists. You know, I'll be the guy that kick against the thorns. But every day I'm constantly being proved right in what I'm saying about how this environment is a danger to black people. For your mental health, for your physical well-being, for your children. I mean, look at it. You kids can't even go to doggone school without worrying about somebody going to shoot up the place. This is a country that they run in. We don't run it. Now, this Cassidy guy, he co-sponsored a bill that say for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to report and provide resources to states for remote monitoring of blood pressure, glucose, and other health metrics for pregnant women and postpartum mothers. He said he co-sponsored, they say, the John Lewis NIMHD Research Endowment Revitalization Act of 2021 to study racial health disparities, said, but still, it said blaming black women for the state's high mortality rate is out of context. It said race is a social construct. It said it's not a biological condition. Well, tell those devils that. Now, it said he received, of course, immediate backlash for his theory. Many comments called out the Republican senator for his racism and the irony of his statement. Now, once again, what I told you about the Republicans, what I like about them, they're upfront with their racism. See, you could deal with the Republicans' racism head on. I love that. But the Democrats, they have the same thoughts as him, but they're worded a little different where you don't catch it. You understand? So this is the thing. Sisters in Louisiana, I don't know how many black doctors are in Louisiana, but please get you a black doctor. It is imperative that you get a black doctor. Because when you go to these white doctors or even other people outside of white, they have been taught that black people don't feel certain levels of pain, like we some sort of super Negro and we don't feel pain or something. You know what I'm saying? We're human beings like anybody else. So please find you a black doctor. It's very important. And on top of that, when they talk about the health disparities, we got to start taking care of ourselves a little bit more, people. We got to stop eating certain foods in Louisiana. I know y'all, it's some good food in Louisiana. Listen, my family's from Louisiana originally before they moved to Texas. So the best food in the United States of America is in Louisiana, hands down. Louisiana got that. To me, they the king of the food. But certain foods that you're eating, it's not good. You know, I mean, with all that pork, you know, eating too much seafood sometime, and there's a way the seafood's prepared, fried, and all of that. you know, eating hog head cheese. Those of you from Louisiana know what I'm talking about. Hog head cheese. Some of y'all like blood boudin. You know, some of y'all in the country, y'all eat coon. And we talking about country. We ain't talking about the city. It's all kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of things y'all eat in Louisiana sometime that I would say we need to move away from and pick more healthier options. There's nothing wrong with Creole food, soul food, nothing wrong with that, okay? It's just a preparation of it. You know what I'm saying? You like rice, eat some cauliflower rice. Beans, don't put all that pork and salt pork and all that mess in your beans. You can season your beans and cook them just good. No issue, no problem. You know, now greens, there's nothing wrong with greens. It's just the way you prepare it. Because I said to myself, maybe one day the Lord bless me with some money, I want to open up a restaurant like that, but a healthy version of it. To give healthy options to our people, where we can still enjoy the food that we used to, but we doing it in a healthy way. You know, because that's all. We just need it's just a preparation of it. We're not on a plantation no more, so we ain't got to eat massive scraps. But y'all let me know what y'all think about, you know, this senator here that basically say black women don't matter. That's basically what he's saying. So let's not count them, because we count them. Well, now we got to deal with why these black women being killed during pregnancy. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.